Lost in a forest. We couldn't find our way out. We don't know which way to go. We found that we were deluded. Horrified at the calamity that befell us, I called Tim. What are we doing now? He gave no answer. John also said nothing. Tim kept quiet and started talking. Tom, I don't know which way to go. It's 3 o'clock now. Let's think about what to do. There is no point in worrying. I have informed Tim of my opinion. Tim, listen to this. Let's go straight to one side. It will be good if we find the road. No matter how far we go, we must get out of the forest. Well, then let's go. If we find the road, our luck. Tim replied. We can look at the direction of the sun. Right? John said. If we go directly in the direction of the sun, we can go to the west. If we go the other way, we can go to the east. Yes. We can really do that. Let us then go in the direction of the sun to the west. I spoke. Tim started his journey facing the sun. We followed him. Standing without food, we looked at the trees on both sides with a strong desire to get any fruit. As we were going like this, Tim, who was in front, suddenly stopped and jumped back. What was that? I ran to him. Something like a big snake crawled into that thicket. Tim said. There are pythons in the forest. John said so with fear. Tim called me. Tom, we can't go like this. We don't even have a stick for our safety. Let's try to cut a few sticks, he said. He took off his shoes, climbed a tree, cut 3 sticks, and came down, giving one to me and one to John. We went further and further with caution. Suddenly, a frightening sound was heard. It was a voice I had never heard before. Tim, what was that? I cried. I asked in a low voice. Looking at his face, I realized that John was also scared. Why don't you know what that sound is? It is a peacock that screams. How scared you are. Look at your face. Tim started laughing. Really, I doubted anymore. Tim smiled even more. I'm used to that voice. There are a pair of peacocks in our uncle's house. That's how they are shouting. Tim, who was walking in front, stopped. Look at this. He showed us a tree, saying that this tree has some small fruits. I don't know if this type of fruit is good to eat. Birds eat. 2 birds flew away when we arrived. Let's climb the tree, pick the fruits, and eat them. I was starving and impatient to eat. Tim took off his shoes and climbed the tree. I got up too. We sat in the tree and ate. John is not used to climbing trees. John, I will pick the fruits and bring them to you. You stay under the tree. But he was afraid to be alone under the tree. He climbed to the nearest fork with difficulty and sat there. Tim picked up some fruits and gave them to him. We were happy to be able to satisfy our hunger with such a snack. What is the time, John? Tim asked. It's 5:30. Tom, are you thinking of going further? We looked at each other's faces. It will be dark in half an hour. Can we get out of the forest before then? No doubt John's father is looking for us. But will he be able to find us before night falls? I think it is better to stop the journey now and see how to spend the night. Let's stop here somewhere. What's your idea? Tim asked our opinion. Oh, I can't stay in this dark forest. John said it sadly. John, you are talking like a child. Tonight, we will be in the forest, whether we like it or not. Tim said. I am ready for anything you say. I told Tim. Well, then, let's stop here. Tim said. Tim possessed the qualities of leadership. He was also qualified through his training as a scout. We almost automatically considered him our leader. Now we need to see how to escape from animals at night. Let's climb a tree and stay. We need to find a good, tall tree for it. It is not good to be a fruit tree. Animals may come to eat the nuts. What if we fall asleep on the tree? I asked. I would call it a method. Tim replied. If you sit on a fork and tie 2 pieces of sticks on both sides, you can keep from falling. I will teach you how. We went to a tree suitable for staying. Tilak climbed up the tree to tie the sticks. I also helped him. John was sitting on a fork, half up. Since the sticks we had were not enough, we cut more sticks from that tree. The rope in John's bag came in very handy for us. We looked for 3 forks that were easy to sit on and tied sticks on either side of them. Leaving the shoes at the root of the tree, we climbed up. We were too tired even to stand up straight and wanted to lie down in bed and sleep soundly. But we couldn't get that kind of sleep that night. It was dark all around. Unaccustomed to sitting outside in the dark, we were scared. As the 3 of us were close to each other, the fear of the dark faded a bit. From time to time, the scary sounds of wild animals were heard in the forest. Once, the forest shook with a sound like a tiger's growl. John, frightened by that voice, asked whether tigers could climb trees. They can't climb that height. Don't be afraid, said Tim. We felt like we were in a cradle as the tree swayed in the breeze. We were silent, with the intention of sleeping. I tossed and turned for a long time and did not sleep for a moment. The other 2 didn't seem to sleep either. That night felt longer than usual. Sleep comes to us again after midnight.